Many hours later.
What do we have over here? Time Train Technical Manual. Interesting. I got it! So, Back to the Future. The Back to the Future trilogy is one of the most successful and critically acclaimed science fiction film series ever made. The first film in the series was released in 1985, and the sequels that followed were released in 1989 and 1990 respectively. The films stars Michael J. Fox along with his co-star, character actor Christopher Lloyd, who was known for portraying eccentric characters. Therefore, he was the perfect choice for the kooky and crazy Dr. Emmett Brown, and was directed by Robert Zemeckis, written by Bob Gale, and produced by Steven Spielberg. The filmmakers wanted someone who looks like a teen and a pretty face, and had the charisma, comedic chops,
It's just me.
and coolness. They initially wanted to cast Fox, but he was unavailable at the time, as he was starring in another project. As a result of this, they went with a different actor, Eric Stoltz, and despite looking the part, he was more of a serious method actor, and that just didn't click with the filmmakers. Fast forward, Michael J. Fox was finally available, but he was still filming Family Ties at the time, so he would tackle both acting gigs at the same time during shooting days. And to be honest, speaking as a fan, these actors were a match made in heaven, and due to the excellent chemistry they shared on screen, the film went on to break box office records and spawn many sequels and spin-offs, which had made Back to the Future a household name. Furthermore, due to the immense popularity of the series, a number of games were made to capitalize on its success. I won't have time to cover all games today, just the main game released for the NES. Back to the Future on the Nintendo Entertainment System is one of the worst games of all time. But is it really? Well, let's find out. Games based on films have had a reputation for being on the top 10 list of the worst games ever made. The game's fate was no different, as players in the 1980s, until now, express their disdain towards it. And much to no one's surprise, Bob Gale, one of the brains behind the Back to the Future franchise, dubbed it as one of the worst things he has ever seen. Back to the Future on the NES was developed by Beam Software, which was later called Crom Studios, until it was defunct in 2010. The company is mostly recognized for developing other games based on movies, namely Men in Black 2 and Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. And the game was published by the Rainbow Turd of Death, LJN. Yeah, we're going there. In regards to the title screen, it does not offer much, if anything really. You just have a choice to press start and that's it. Before the game starts, a map is shown that displays your progress. This could have been a really cool concept, and would have been proven to be very useful if you can cut back and forth to it during the gameplay, as seen in Zelda and Doom. To start this off, the game has a variety of different stages that you will go through along the way. Each of these stages vary in terms of difficulty. To break down these levels, I will split them into a couple different categories: the main levels and the minigames. The main levels take place in 1955 Hill Valley. As like in the film, Marty looks to prevent his disappearance by traveling back to the past. Marty's mission is to get his parents to fall in love to secure his family's future. However, this does not go smoothly, as he has to deal with Biff and his cronies, along with the affection of his young mother, Lorraine, towards him. INCEST. Hey, incest! Bad joke, I know. To start off, I know this has been said before by many gamers and reviewers, but was it really hard to give Marty his signature red vest?
Hey kid, what'd you do, jump ship? What? What's with the life preserving?
Marty looks like a washed-up wannabe member of the Warriors.
Warriors, come out to play.
Come on. Take a look at this. I can do this easily with paint. It's just a few more pixels, guys. Anyways, moving on. And oh boy, I've got a lot to say about this damn level design. These levels are designed to be in vertical view. They're vertical view shooting levels, very similar to Paperboy. Only in here, it's much, much worse. For example, take a look at those small icons down there. Yeah, these ones. These icons represent each member of the McFly family, which is kind of similar to the photo of Marty and his siblings, which Marty has in his pocket throughout the film. And if they were to fade away, you're screwed. It's game over. There's no going back. Well, unless if you play the game again. So, how exactly are we supposed to prevent this? Well, funny you should ask. In order to restore the photo from slowly fading, Marty has to collect clocks. Yeah, clocks. You need to collect 100 of these clocks. 100! It may seem simple on paper, but in execution is anything but easy. Marty's struggles are made even more explicit as he has to deal with tons of crap coming his way. And I mean tons and tons and tons of crap. So let's begin. We have to deal with many obstacles that range from garbage bins, rabid, gigantic bees that sting you to death.
No, not the bees! Not the bees!
Pink tank top wearing bullies, which I assume are Biff Tannen clones, but whatever. And then you have hula hoop girls. Freaking hula hoop girls. Are you kidding me? Like, are you serious right now? Come on, Marty. Come on, do this. Jump, jump, jump. Come on, lady, move. I need to go back to my timeline, damn it. Not again! What? The time expired? You see what I'm dealing with here? So everything damages Marty in this game. It's like he's made of paper mache. You see what I mean here? The difficulty of these stages is just unholy. I mean, who thought adding a billion obstacles was a good idea? On top of that, the movement of Marty is unstable. Marty is as fast as Sonic the Hedgehog in this damn game, even when I'm not using the skateboard, which is actually one of the power-ups that I will cover later. I mean, sure, making him Speedy Gonzales could have been a good idea, but as you can clearly see, we have a problem here, as despite quickly advancing through these painful stages, you have to deal with all this nonsense. Not to mention, while you die, you don't actually die, unless the time runs out, and the picture is completely faded. Which could be a good thing, sure, but leave it to the developers to mess that up too, by leaving the time run out even after you're dead. You can't make this stuff up. You have to wait for the level to restart while the clock is still ticking. And you cannot do anything to stop it. You have to deal with all this Krabby Patty crap in your journey, whether you like it or not. So I have to go through all these obstacles without even getting hurt. Who do you think I am, Superman? Despite all these negatives, like I mentioned before, in this game, there are two main power-ups / weapons that I really love. For example, you have the main power-up, which is the bowling ball, which can be utilized to attack enemies at any range and protect yourself from danger. And obviously, this weapon is very beneficial as you will fight off dozens of enemies, especially in the last level, before the final minigame. And then we have the skateboard, which as I mentioned before, can make you advance quicker through these terrible stages. However, here we go again. Once you die, you lose all of these abilities. Inventories? What inventories? You cannot store them in inventories like other games. No! Once you die, you have to collect them all over again. What a shame. Here I was when I realized I had all this power, then poof! Nothing! I mean, seriously, what a crappy... Hold on a minute. Never mind, everybody. False alarm. False alarm. So, where was I? Oh yeah! You finally managed to finish 2 of the same levels. You'll be introduced to your first of many minigames, as spliced in between these Hell Valley stages is 4 minigames, which you might think at first are just bonus levels as seen in Mario Brothers, but nope. If you lose, you start all over again, not from a checkpoint, from the very beginning. The minigames are as followed. First, you have Lou's Cafe, where you play as Marty and you have to throw glass mugs at bullies. Imagine if this was a bit more realistic.
Holy shit!
Marty would be arrested for assault and potential murder. Anyways, this minigame is synonymous for being most devastatingly the hardest part of the game aside from the last minigame, which I will go into later. This minigame is so frustrating. I have attempted all I could to dispose of all the enemies in sight, but Marty's speed is just so slow here. As unlike the Hell Valley stages, in here, he's like a slug, and the terrible aim does not help it either. Marty's aim has to be very accurate, otherwise, I end up being thrown out most of the frickin' time.
Still a loser. You're never gonna finish a game. You call yourself a classic gamer? You are nothing but a pathetic, fat, little boy living in his mom's basement, playing video games that you can't finish without reading a guide. You're a nobody! You will never be successful. Fat little boy.
So after dying countless of times, I'm finally through with this level. What a piece of crap. If you manage to pull through, you'll go back to the same Hell Valley levels. The second minigame looks like it's been ripped straight from the NES Popeye/Donkey Kong game, as Marty has to prevent the flying hearts from his mother. Which is actually not that hard, as long as you can focus enough. However, it's also frustrating. For example, as you can see here, I'm trying to dodge those hearts, but it's quite frankly impossible with the speed of Lorraine. She keeps throwing those hearts like they're bombs or something. And if you just miss one heart, it's over. You lose. You have to start the level all over again. I had to repeat this level so many times until finally I beat this ever so tedious freaking level. After another long, drawn-out, repetitive Hell Valley level, we go to the second to last minigame, which actually takes place at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, Be There or Be Square. In this minigame, you have to carefully collect all the notes to not mess up the tune of Johnny Be Good. This may sound easy, however, I have two big fat issues with this level. Number one, is that supposed to be Johnny Be Good I'm hearing? Why does it sound like that? I feel like my ears are bleeding. It's so distracting to me. They completely butchered the soundtrack. Johnny Be Good, more like Johnny Be Bad. It's just ear-piercing. Secondly, and more importantly, why are the notes so fast? I mean, sure, the song is fast-paced and all, but it's so quick. Anyways, after a few attempts, I'm finally done with this level. Finally, you have the last mini-game, which is the DeLorean level. What makes this level irritating is the fact you have to dodge lightning while attempting to drive at 88 miles an hour, which of course is to go back to the present. You have to maintain that 88 miles number, otherwise you would lose, and you will be stuck here in 1955 Hell Valley. But, to be honest, this stage is kinda nice because it's actually faithful to the source material, and it shows a sense of urgency from Marty, much like the movie. However, it makes no sense for Marty to dodge lightning, otherwise he wouldn't be able to travel anyway, as lightning was used as some sort of an energy for him to go back, as we can see in the climactic scene of the movie. So, finally, the game is done, it's over, and here are my final thoughts. That DeLorean level is colorful, chaotic, and intense, just like the original scene from the movie, which I so really love. To conclude, Back to the Future on the NES has some glaring problems, as graphically aside, gameplay-wise, the game is just really difficult for the sake of being difficult and nothing more, and I feel like it makes the game challenging, not in a fun way, but rather a frustrating experience, especially during the mini-game in which Marty has to defend himself from the bullies at the cafe. Apart from that, you are forced to collect 100 clocks for no reason whatsoever other than completely wasting your time. And the third point I'd like to mention is the music, as it's just deafening. I just hate it. They completely butchered, massacred, destroyed my favorite film's soundtrack, and I'm just so bothered by that. In spite of that, there are many things that I like about the game, which makes it not so bad. For example, I really love the fact that I get to use many power-ups to my advantage. It makes me advance quicker, and I get to fend off many enemies faster. So overall, I give this game a C grade.
Oh, I do hope I am in the right place. It does seem like it.
Wait, hold on just a minute!
Gamer!
Am I seeing this correctly? Or am I dreaming?
Oh, in fact you are. My name is Dr. Emmett Brown, the creator of the Time Machine.
Of course I know you are! I'm a huge fan of Back to the Future, can you see? But that does not explain how you're here. How is this even possible? Must be a glitch with the remote.
What did you say? Never mind. You have to come with me. You must play the monstrosity that is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Dr. No. Hell no. 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 I'm not doing it. I want nothing to do with that thing that's been haunting my dreams all day. No. No, I'm not doing it, Doc. No. I'll respectively decline your request, Doc. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You can't make me. You can't make me.
You must do that, or the space-time continuum will continue to be disrupted and the future could be altered.
Isn't Marty available or something? Why do I always have to be a hero around here? I'm just a loser. A freaking nerd.
No time to explain all of this here. Do not worry about this right now.
Fine. I'm going. Alright.
Let's not waste any more time and leave before it is too late. I will tell you everything when we get to our destination.
Yeah. Let's just go.